From beneath the surface of the ocean, a set of mysterious islands arise and mystifies the seafaring travelers of Merenheim. Strange happenings begin to unfold across the world. The guardian tree of the Dwunnies that ensures a plentiful harvest becomes diseased, causing their bounty to dwindle. The Delvin Sky waterfalls that provide fresh water to their basin home begins to dry up. The pork caravan herd that carries their homes on their back can no longer find their unique food source, forcing the porks to travel the high seas in search of something they will eat. Many of the inhabitants begin to leave their homelands to settle on newly discovered islands. These curious islands are found to be helpful and plentiful in food and resources. So a new life begins on the Risen Islands. In addition to food and resources, ancient writings begin to surface, telling a series of clues leading to a mythical artifact that can be the key to saving your people. You are a champion for one of the 3 prominent kingdoms tasked with ensuring the prosperity of the new island settlements and perhaps uncovering the key to restoring balance to your homeland. While resources appear plentiful, tensions are high as the denizens of Merenheim struggle for survival. The Risen Islands are not without conflict, and old alliances mean nothing in the frontier lands. Captaining your trusted ship, armed with cannons, clues, and cunning, will you take on this quest? Welcome to Quests and Cannons. My name is Harry Jacobs. I am the North of 60 Gamer, and thank you for tuning in today. Today we have a very special game that we are going to be looking at. We are going to be looking at Quests and Cannons, The Risen Island, designed by Eric and Shannon Geller and published by Short Hop Games. This is for 1 to 6 players, plays in about 20 minutes per player, and ages 14 and up. I have a prototype today. I am very lucky to have this prototype. It is a beautiful prototype, and I'm going to show you that in just a minute. And we're going to do what we normally do. We're going to unbox this. It is somewhat organized, so we're not really going to go through the organizations. We're going to set this up, but you are going to be impressed with the quality of this prototype. Now remember, everything you are going to see is a prototype, so keep that in mind. These parts, components, rules are all maybe subject to change once it hits Kickstarter and goes into production. Though this is a very beautiful game, and this is about as close to production as I've seen a prototype. So let's get down to the table. So here we are. Here is the box, this prototype. The artwork is absolutely amazing, folks. I really do like it. I think this is going to be a fantastic game when it hits Kickstarter, and I'm looking forward to backing this myself. It is a modular construction, and so let's open the box and just see what's in the box. And you know how I normally start. So we're going to start with the box. The rules are on top. Now it is chock full of stuff because this didn't even fit really in the box when I got it. So it sticks open a little bit. In here we have, you can see the wooden ships. Now I haven't looked at some of the quality, and we'll certainly look at some of the component quality at this point, but the prototype is amazing. And these are the ships that you're going to sail, and somewhere along the line there are standees that'll go in the ship that'll represent your... There's one right there, sitting right there, along with all these dice. So these standees will go onto the ship. You can see they will fit in that little space right there, along with a bunch of dice. There's some blue dice and some black dice. I played it a while ago on Tabletop Simulator and really enjoyed it. Here we have some special tiles. Some of them are calm. Looks like we have some Kraken monster. We have resource tiles. We have an empty bag tile. No, actually not a tile. Looks like money. I'm hoping the deluxe game will have perhaps some metal coins, perhaps. No big if not, but these are the coins that you will use when you're looking to buy resources. The idea is that you're going to get a clue card. You're going to follow the clue card to resolve that clue. When you have enough clue cards, it will trigger the end of the game, I think, if I recall. If not, we'll correct myself in the when we go over the game. Looks like we have cannons for your ship and wooden crates that will block crate spaces, because in your ships, of course, you're going to have a certain amount of cargo space as you go along and collect things, and you will sell them. You will upgrade your ship. You will take pot shots at other players. The board is totally modular and inside the rules, and it's like we go quickly inside the rules here. And I'm spilling stuff out. Let's just flip over. You can see how the board's put together. You can see a bit of all the parts. Now, the one thing he didn't do was he's got 1, 2, 3. So, like 1, 2, 3, but he didn't really name them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you can see that numbering system there. Hopefully when this goes to publish, you'll actually have a little matrix here that gives you what these are. But it's pretty obvious. Then there's some team layouts. So see, here's free-for-alls. Here's 4-player, 5-player, 6-player, 2 versus 2. 3 versus 3, 2 versus 2 versus 2. So there are lots of ways of playing this game. I love the size of this. Everything is clear. I can actually read this. That was one of some of my problems with some of the games that I've looked at recently. That you get such a small rule set and you're trying to read the rules as my eyes are failing as I get older. So you've got your modular Cs. You've got looks like reference cards. Now these are prototype, and we'll show you a little bit more on these when we open it up a little bit. Looks like we have some sort of question cards, so I guess question tokens, canvas, metal, and you need those to upgrade your ship as well. So you're going to have to go around to the islands, find goods to sell, buy these metals and canvas to build your ship, get more sales. These I'm not totally sure of. They have, looks like they're little markers. So they may be the rune markers, perhaps. I am not totally sure, but we'll get to that when we see it. These are the sale tokens. So let me just show you the board here, what I remember. Each one of these will have sale tokens, and you can have up to 3 sale tokens. Depending on who you start with, like let's take a look at the Bothoth Dreamseer. You can see they start with 1 sail, max 3, 2 cannons, max 3, 2 cargo, max 4, and they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 life. And you would fit that into here, just like that. You would put a sale token in here. You have action points, 1, 2, 3. I believe you can get extra actions somehow or another. You can hold cargo and other things. Ship slots, so you can have cards that will give you help. There's the other sale tokens. And that is what's in the box. Let's just see what we got in the bottom here. Oh, more. So there's plenty of interesting characters or factions to play. Here's even make your own faction. I guess you could use your own play. There we go. So there's lots of them. Whoa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 10 of them. Well, if it's 2 versus 2 versus 2, then you've got lots of choices. Now, some of them are of the same faction, and you can see that if you look at the colors. So we have some light blues. So if you look at these 3, so obviously the artwork isn't there yet because it just says G2, G1, G3. As I said, folks, it is a prototype, and then we have the looks like we have some more light pink, dark blue, and they tell you in the rules what are what. Here is the outsides of the board. Very good quality. I believe these are laser cut, judging by the ads, but I do hope that when he brings this to Kickstarter, that these are as good a quality as this can be. And it would really be nice if he offered a neoprene mat. So these would be already on there, and then you could just put your hex spaces there. Kind of like a few of those games, such as, is it the Century Spice Road, one where the ships go around and you have the map already laid out, and you can just put your borders on. But that is what is in the box. They are all good quality tokens. Eric did an incredible job. He is just wrapping up his Kickstarter run-up. So he's not. I don't know when the Kickstarter is exactly. I'm gonna email and ask when that's going to be. I have his promotional stuff in here, so I'm going to try to see when the Kickstarter is, and I will let you know, and I will put it in here. But that is what the game basically is in the box. We have lots of cards. Let's pull some cards out. I should have done that because the artwork is good. And we'll certainly show you more cards and things. There we are. So there's the art. There's loot. So different loots that you can have. The artwork is really good. What is that? Oh, what's that? Body lantern. One-time use. So you have one-time use cards, multi-use cards, bag of fog. Yum. And we'll look at those when we play, actually. We'll see some of those as we play and go along. We have the clue cards. And there's lots. Here's a map clue. While at this place, spend this to complete this map clue. And we have quest cards, as you would say, quests and cannons. So there's going to be quests, and you're going to be shooting your cannons. Lots and lots of cannons. And that is what's in the box. And as I said, we are going to take a closer look as we set this up. Everything in here is high quality. Again, let me state that it is a prototype. So everything you're seeing is subject to change and may be slightly different once it comes to Kickstarter. I certainly hope not. At least, hopefully, the quality will be matched of what this prototype is. And I want to thank Eric for thinking of me and allowing me to have a look at the game and set it up and give a playthrough and give my thoughts. But so far, component-wise, very, very good. I've been through the rules and I've played it slightly on TTS, so I'm somewhat familiar. But the rules were really, really quite easy. Basically, you have a couple of points. You move, go to the outpost, you trade, you pick up things, resources, trade resources in for more sales, shoot at other players, and pick up a number of clue. What is the end game condition here? I don't quite remember. Winning game. Prosperity goals. So depending on the teams, you'll have a number of points, 15, 20, or 25. And then the turn finishes, and the remaining players in the round each take one more turn, and the end game. And the team or the person with the most prosperity wins. Well, there you go. That is the end game condition. So that is what's in this box. And we will come back, set it up, and we're going to give it a play. I am so excited. And this is where it all starts. I have pulled out the map pieces from the box, and we are going to build the quick start map, and I'm just going to show you that in the rules. There we are. So here are the quick start rules. Sorry about the little bit of shininess, but these are very shiny pages. So I'm getting a little reflection of my lights here. I have the tiles are sorted here, and you can see them across the page here, starting from 1 to 7. The diagram shows you how to put this together, and that's what we're going to be doing with the quick start guide. So give me a minute, and we're going to build this together step by step. So here we've built the outside of the board here. We have the 3 starting tiles for each of our 3 races. Not races, but allyship or I guess friends. But anyway, so as you can see, there are 3 starting spots for each one of our factions. We have our areas and trading posts here in the center, and then we're going to start to build out our map here. As I said, we're going to use the quick start guide, but this went together very, very easily. Now again, I want to remind everybody this is a prototype. Next thing I know, we're going to start building the inside of our map inside the Risen Islands. So I'm going to get that done here. Continuing on our journey of map building, here we are. We have the first section laid out. I think what would really make this easier is if there were little numbers here that sort of said A1, A2, A3, just to make it a little bit easier. In the book, it shows you one, but it doesn't really number them. And then it's going to be just make it a little bit harder. So perhaps if in production, right in the center, just a little number might take away. Oh, they are numbered. Let me just bring that up. Okay. So I don't know if you can see it or not, but there is a 5 right on the corner there. Yeah, right on the very, very corner. I don't know if I can even get it there, but there is a 5 right there. So they are numbered. Oh, okay, well, belay that that last instruction. The numbers aren't very clear, but again, well, I really feel like I'm accomplishing something here. But here we are. This is the second section. This was the first section. And let's finish off this map. I will tell you about that hole in the middle in about a minute. And lastly, as you can see, section 3 has been put in. Now we have 3 blank spaces, and we have 3 trader tiles. So we will put the 3 trader tiles in right here. And that is how the board goes together. Very quick. The hardest part was sorting this out. I think, though, I would organize it so that the 1s, the 2s, and the 3s together, and in numerical order. That would just be me storing them in separate bags just because I like organization. So when I pull it apart, I'm probably going to help the next content creator after me to just help organize this just a touch better. But you can see there's a number of squares on this board, and we'll just talk about very briefly. We have islands, and let me just bring up a tile that has pretty much everything here. There we are. Let's bring up if I could get it out now. Some island's going to come out. There it is. And this is the Nautilus Shores, and we can just bring that up. So right here is a island. This is treacherous water, and this is, I think, storm. So when you go to an island, you'll be able to look at the resources, pick up resources. Here is, I wouldn't say impassable terrain, but what it takes an extra action point or a sail to move in to it. And here is a risky business. Treacherous water, you will roll a dice. And on a 1 to 3, you're going to take some damage. On a 4, 5, and 6, you can pop out just about anywhere. If you do fail, you do get a +1 for the next one. So there is a bit of a luck mechanism, and that's not the way it went, I don't believe. I'll figure that one out. You can see here, these are just calm. These blue bits are just calm. And that is the board. Now we're going to continue setting this up. So just bear with me as we set this up, and I show you how it sets up little by little. So on each of the island, there's going to be resources, and at the start of the game, of course, we don't know what those resources are. You can see I've put the resources in our chit. We'll just turn a couple over just so you can see what they look like. We have some canvas, lumber, I think there's metal, and a few others, and we'll discover them as we go along here. And we're just going to mix them up a little bit, and then we're going to come down, and I'm going to put them all on the islands. So everywhere there's an island, it's going to get a resource token. The first person to an island will get 1 gold and be able to load up the resource. The resource stays throughout the game, and you can come back and visit, and you can load as much of that resource as you have room in your ship. And we're going to show you the ships in a minute once we get some of this board, the rest of this board all mapped out for us with our tokens. So I have put the tokens out on the board, and you can see I've taken the cam down a little bit just so you can see the islands a little bit better, as well as the tokens. Here are our trading posts as well. So as I've said before, these are clear sailing. They're just regular ocean tiles. They take 1 action point to move in. These are storms. They will take 2 action points to move into, or a action point in a sail, and we'll explain about sails in a minute. Again, the treacherous waters, if we sail into that, we have to roll a dice, a 1, 2, 3. If we fail, your actions stop, and you will take a damage. And if you roll a 4 through 6, you'll pop out somewhere Wouldn't it be great just to pop out into a storm, I suppose, or onto one of these nice islands to pick up your resources. Then we're going to put our decks of cards around the table. So, and then put our ships out, and we're going to explain the ships a little bit and the character sheets, and then we're going to get playing. This is a bit of a long-winded tutorial. I tend to be a bit thorough. I hope to be as thorough as I can. I did play this on TTS, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. I think I'm going to show you a solo game, and we'll take a start, and we're going to try to fulfill a quest, a broader quest, like sink a couple ships or do a certain amount of quests, and do some clues. And it is a time-bound quest. But anyway, let's get down. Let's finish setting this up, getting to the ships, and let's get playing. Okay, we're just about ready to play, but I thought we'd get a close-up look at the shipboard before we go up and take a look at the board itself. I am playing three-handed, but basically their setup is all the same, but they are variable based on the character that you're playing. And in this case, we're playing Elwing Songfeather. That is who is playing this board here. If we come over here, and let me just bring that up a little bit for you so you can see it just a little bit better. You can see we have 5 hearts, which is 5 life, and if any time those 5s are covered up by hull hits from the cannons, they will sink and basically lose all their clues and have to start over again back in port. They start with a maximum of 1 sail, 1 cannon, and 3 spaces to carry goods. We have 3 action points each turn. We start with 3 chords. We each have a navigation dice, which works with the treacherous sea. We have capacity for 9 ammo, but we all start with 5. We start with a single clue. I am going to be playing, actually, Lyra Lorkis, and I'll show you that board in a moment. But that is the basic board that we are going to be playing with. When we shoot a cannon, we will turn it over. When we use a sail, and the sail is a +1 movement, we will turn it over, and they refresh at the beginning of the turn. As we use ammo, we'll use them up, and then we're going to have to go back to our outposts or starting tiles in this area to buy more. And basically, we will fulfill quests, follow clues down, and shoot at each other. I did this on TTS. This is a fun game, and I just want to show you the rules very briefly. It's a lighter heavyweight game, but there are elements that make it maybe just cross the line of a medium. There is some strategy. There's a little bit of take that. So I would almost say that this is a medium game, maybe on a little bit of the lightweight. A little American-style game with the randomness with dice. Not really Euro-like, but that is the board as it is. Now, over to the side, I have replaced all the bags, and I put things in geek boxes and portion cups just to make life easier. And we'll show you them as we need to. But that is about all the shipboards are looking like, and we're going to just take a big view. So let's get playing. So I want to mention here is the board as we talked about earlier. Our ships are ready to go. And as you can see, I can't really see very well. So what I'm going to do for the purposes of the game is to actually move, pretend these are on the ships, but I'm just going to use the markers themselves, so the character markers, so you can see a little better who is who on the board. That's just for the purposes of this game. Generally, you would use a ship. Hopefully, maybe the ships will be a little bit more color-coded, perhaps, when it hits production. But basically, that is where we're starting, and so you can see them a little better. Now, here on the board here, you can see the red cube. Generally, they have been using in the prototype here, we have a disc that is clear. The problem with a clear disc is, of course, you can't really see it under the lights anywhere. So I'm using a red cube here just to mark the the action points, makes it just a little easier for you to see as well. There's the loot, there's the quest, there's the map clues. We all start out with a clue. We are going to be playing from the perspective of Lyra Lorcan, and our opponents are Elwing Songfeather and Pewter Ironclad. I think that's Irontail. Pewter Irontail at the top here. We have handy reference cards, and I do hope that the reference cards will just be a little bit bigger, being older. And I'll get you a picture of that. But basically, we have three things we can do. We can move, we can gather, and we can attack. There are free actions as well, based on where we are in the trading posts, which there are 3 of trading posts here. And in a trading post, we can actually trade in resources for 2 for 1. We can trade 3 coins for a loot. And we can trade 3 coins in for a map clue. And of course, we can always sell our resources for money. Canvas, lumber, and metals 1 coin. Spice and gems are 2 coin. A loot card or a map clue is 3 coins if we want to make some money. And you can see that right here. On the other side, it tells you what the outposts, which are these spaces here, and the home spaces here can do. The starting space, you can actually turn in your clues, and we'll talk about clues a little bit more for an extra bonus point. You can repair your ship for 3 to 1. You can buy ammo for 1 to 2, and of course, like the trading posts, you can sell, as well as the outposts. The outposts will let you upgrade your ship as well. These are your outposts here. But that's basically how the game goes. Very, very simple. I think the mechanics here are very nice. I'm really looking forward to showing you how this game plays. But I think we've talked about all the rules we need to talk about. We've shown you all the things we need to show you. We are ready to start.